Yo, what is up, everyone, and welcome back to the stream. We are going to be going over gold. We just got market open on Asia. If you've been tuning in, we've been going over the gold the past couple weeks. Also did a review of the DXY yesterday. So I'm not going to cover the dollar today. We're just going to be focused on gold because that is what I primarily trade. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it. As always, we're going to go through the multi-time frame analysis, which means we're going to drop down through the time frames, starting off on the weekly. So let's go ahead and jump into our weekly time frame. And we have a clear indication that the market has been pushing up. Had a higher high, had a higher low, another higher high, another higher low. And right here, we just got in the smaller time frame of things here, 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 and then just made our last set of higher highs. So usually, since we just barely broke this, we got to close back below. We're open up, and this is the weekly. Okay, so on the weekly, we could get a push back above and a close, or we could look for an indication that market wants to reverse. However, there has been no wick presented on the weekly time frame. So I'm curious to see if we're actually going to get somewhat of a pullback. And my wife pointed out, I think I have blood on my shirt. So I'm not sure what that's about. So yeah, here's that double top kind of that it kind of dropped back below. We closed up bearish, bullishly, and immediately closed back below here. So I'm going to leave that for right now. That's our third touch off of our trend line. And this is kind of similar to like an Elliott's wave. You have an impulse, correction, impulse, correction, impulse. Usually I have a correction. However, I just from market experience, and you can go back and back test this yourself, but if you go back over the past 10 years of data or so, you will find that usually if you have 3 rejections off of a trend line, it holds a lot better. It's not that it's, gonna do that every single time. It just throws it into the range of it being a higher probability that you can trust that trend line that you're drawing your patterns off of. So it's nice to see that rejection that we got up top here. Let me just tighten that up a tad. So where are we at now? Let's go ahead and drop it down into our 4-hour time frame. First things first, there's one liquidity zone that I see right here. And again, a liquidity zone is this in the market. Usually you have a push up, correction, you remember impulse, correction, you'll get a fake breakout, and then market comes back, takes out that low, and then heads higher. Usually that's what's given us our pattern, right? Our flag that we'll see sometimes in the market. It's not always perfect, but that's usually the pattern you see in the market. However, if we look, we didn't get that here. Instead, we got an impulse up, correction, impulse up. It never came back and tagged that low, and then it pushed higher. So usually market, again, this is me trading this for over the past year, this liquidity zone that I've kind of been working on developing. It never filled it. So that's an area that I'm going to look for the market to come back to. I'm not taking a trade or reversal off of it. If I've already taken a, say the market pushed up already, okay, we're just going to do this. And then we're heading down. Got a break there. Okay, and now let's say the market's heading back down, kind of like it is right here. I wouldn't mark my take profit off of this area. My take profit would now be based off of this. So that's why I'm putting my take profit here on this right this little part. Okay, so next thing I'm looking for is our next liquidity zone, which is this person down here. at the bottom of our flag. And usually that's a long way for the market to drop. Right, that's a pretty long ways for our market to drop down without hitting anything. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna find some sort of support or resistance in this area. So I see some touches here. And I'm not so much focused on all of this data, but I want to find some type of commonality. So I'm going to look for it right here. As we can see, this has been an area where prices stayed underneath, trickled back above, but for the most part, it stayed underneath. And again, if we look over here on the left-hand side of things, right, below or above, break above, rejection, came back up, break down, stayed on top, kind of fluttered in the zone, broke back above, clear impulse breakthrough, clear impulse breakthrough, impulse breakthrough, rejection up above. So I'm more inclined to keep this as a zone. So I would just keep this right here as a zone for target. And if I don't want to have that line or that box, now that I know it's a zone, we'll just go ahead and mark this up. We're on our 4-hour time frame. Okay, so this is going to be our 4-hour LQZ liquidity zone. This one's going to be our 1-hour LQZ. And then this one right here is going to be our daily LQZ. So we got this. Now let's go ahead and drop down into the hour. If I wanted to see the market reverse now, okay, if we were looking for some type of reversal in the market, I would want to see a break back above this. Not just price coming up in here, okay, because we could still get some type of bigger flag with the sell-off, break here, and then continue to the downside. So I would have to seriously see something like this, clear break above, rejection, then we're looking for some longs. And I wouldn't mind loading up on a long position up here. That's no problem. But I'm not going to be taking long positions up into this area, right? If price is getting here like this for some reason, gets up, comes off into this area, and now you're starting to get some type of slowdown price momentum into here. I would still need to see price clearly break above, and then I would wait patiently for the next pullback where we could look for a long position. But if not, then the market could easily just immediately push back below here. We would wait for that first flag into this to go ahead and short for the downside. However, we're on the hour currently. I bagged 80 points off of market open. I'm going to show you how I found that as well. Take off our paintbrush. We're going to move over to the side. So we haven't grabbed this yet. So I'm definitely going to be curious to see go ahead and take this out before pushing lower. On the 15-minute, we have this flag that's formed. Okay. Beautiful little 15-minute flag. And we got this break here. Probably just going to sell off into this area. Oh, that's not a bad trade. It's 120 points. Let's see where we're at on the 5 then. Yeah, I took the trade here, that rejection, and we took this buy up top. And then I grabbed it again when we got a break above here, okay? And we took another buy in this area, and had it on the copy trader. Rejection, break below. Oh, so let me tell you why. Because we broke this high, okay, and then we formed this little bit of price above. It didn't immediately break in, kind of rejected. As soon as it pulled back that second time, I bought in, and we took it up again 40 points on that side of things. But I can see this market going shorter, and we could just tuck this stop. What's that, 30 pips? But we just got that break at a high, so I'm a bit more of a patient trader. Just because the setup's there doesn't mean that we should be forcing a trade. We shouldn't be just getting into a position because we want to get into a position. I was happy taking this because we had that clear break above and we were getting that first pullback. So I was looking for either the market, once it did this into this zone, I know that we had already broken these highs, and I took that long position just to maybe see if we got that immediate breakout, so I could hold it and then possibly take it into a deeper pullback before grabbing these lows right here. On the hourly though, once we're getting back into our hour, or that says 30 still, you can clearly see that flag now on the 30. And break back below this little zone. So I'm curious to see how this candle closes. We got 10 more minutes on that. And then 39 more minutes on the hour. And this is our 4-hour. If we could get a close of our 4-hour, like back below here, I'd be happy to get a wick and then taking that down to here, and then maybe looking to see if it wants to reverse during London or something. But here's the thing. Yes, there's plenty of market opportunities. There's plenty of possibilities. But the greater thing at hand right now is waiting for something to develop. If you patiently wait for something to develop and you're not just afraid that, the proverbial bus is going to leave without you, because if you think that the trade's going to go without you, you're limited to the possibilities that are actually open to you with inside the market. Like if you're sitting inside of the town and you know that the bus comes through, if you know there's only one bus that's going to come through town, even that day or even that week, and you're not sure, you're just going to take the bus even though you don't know where it's going to go. However, if you know that there's going to be more than one bus that's going to come through that town that day, that week, then it's totally worth waiting for that bus for you to come along. So that's why I'm not worried about if it comes down in this area, if it takes off, because I'm not just gonna, I don't want to react. I want to anticipate the move. Okay. So if there's no type of clear indication, clear structure of where we should be going next, what the next possible move should be, or for me as a technical trader, as someone who trades patterns, liquidity zones, support, resistance, and I'm not seeing it there, it doesn't mean that there's not a trade there. It just means for my eyes, for my setup, for my trading plan, that it's not worth putting my capital at risk in order to force a position because I just want to participate. If I just want to participate, then I just need to go paper trade and just be done with it. But that's not, the game plan at the end of the day. So on the hour, we are starting to get somewhat of a flag. 15-minute, again, that's a nicer flag. Break back below the zone. But it's so close into here that it's just, again, it's just almost not worth risking capital on. Almost worth just not risking capital on. So, yeah, there's gold. This wasn't a super long analysis. That's kind of what I wanted to leave you with. We're either looking for a clear break below, and then we would get some type of pattern like so, and then look for some downside, or we would look for a break down here and immediately a pull back up some type of test, and then break that high, coming back into this area, looking for a flag into this, and then we could look for some type of top side into maybe like right here into this area. And then if it breaks that, then again, same thing. We would look for it to break this, get another rejection. If it wants to stay above this, take it higher. Follow the momentum, because at the end of the day, we're still in a bullish trend. That's something that we don't need to lose sight of. That's why it's important that we go down do a top-down analysis, because we always want to keep in mind what's the primary trend that we're in. In a shorter time frame, yes, we got this up top, okay? Then we have this clear break below here, and we got some momentum to the downside, but we still haven't broken this low. So we just need to wait for the market to tell us which direction I like to go, and then we'll proceed from there. But hopefully you've been enjoying these analysis. I will post the description below of how we're going through this trade. Also, go look at the published idea that I dropped in here as well. And if there's any type of currency, stock, ETF, crypto, trying to think of futures, indices, whatever it might be you'd like me to take a look at, then I would love to throw this on the chart. Just leave it in the comment below. Thank y'all for the support and the follows, and you just enjoying our ideas. This is a very clean chart, and we like to keep our charts clean so that our minds are clear, so that when the time comes, we can just execute on the trade and let our edge play out over time. With all that being said, I will catch you next stream, which will be Asia session tomorrow, if I don't do a video London to tomorrow morning. We'll just see. Okay, peace.